What up, everyone? What's going on with you? Happy November. New month. And we're going to get into this new month. But happy November to all of you guys. It's Monday. Brand new start of a new week. And welcome to beginning of the week. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. But if you have, thank you guys. Thank you. I hope you are having a wonderful day. But it's good to be here with everybody. Hope Halloween went well for you, and hope you got your goodies, those little Kit Kat bars, those little things. Love those damn things. But hope everyone stayed safe, and I'm gonna jump into this thing, and I think what I want to say first and foremost, I want to thank all the veterans out there, because Veterans Day is rolling right around the corner this week. And this is something that we should all really take pride in. So if you know someone that has been, that was in your family or is in your family, or if you knew someone that put their lives on the line, a friend or a cousin or something like that, I don't know. But who have put their lives on the line, for us to have these privileges that we have and the things that we have, we should really take off our hats to them and say thank you for all the years of service, and we can't forget about the volunteers either. They've taken time away from their families and their lives, and that's just to help us all out. So please don't forget about their impact, that they have. So one thing that I going back way back, there are there's plenty of things that I wish I could really go back to, when I was like 19, maybe 19 and 3/4, something like that, 20 years old. I mean, I don't know. But there's things that I wish I could have done back when I was younger. And that, a couple of them, I guess it's like, I wish I, would have saved more money. I wish I was more confident in myself back then. Try not to take life so seriously all the time. But the one big one is I wish that I would have volunteered to be in the service. So every time this bad boy of a holiday rolls around, it's just, it brings a thought into my head that's something that I just regret not doing, is joining the service. My brother did it. My dad, of course, had to do it because that was something that you had to do back then. I just wish I could have given something back, and because, man, I am, or should I say we are, we are so lucky to be where we are. We live in one of the best places in the entire world, and it all has to do with hard work, but mostly it's because of our veterans, and our people that have served in the military, or the Marines, Army, Navy, you name it, man. People that have nurses, all the hospitals, the doctors, all of it. We need to recognize, why we have these things. We have all this, and we're able, because of these people that have put their necks on the lines, man. And because of them, we take for granted a lot of things that we do every day. Shoot, man, like, if you look at it, like, dude, we are able to say and do things that most people around the world can't do, And one of them, for me, man, is, what I'm doing right now, man. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want to, and I won't get, a stone thrown at me. I won't get, the backlash of probably from other critics and this and that, but I won't get, I'll get a finger pointed at me, or I might get called a name, but I'm not having any violence happen in my world, and we're just, we're able to do so many other things that other countries, can't do. Look at what's going on across the world right now. Dude, they've been duking that thing out for hundreds of years, and where is it getting anyone, and I'm not going to get into any of that or anything like that, but good gracious, like, I guess, what I'm trying to say is just leave it up to them, but man, like, we have the opportunity, we don't have to do the Halloween 365 days, covering our face if we're female, we're able to do and, again, do and say things like, dude, freedom of speech, that is one of, like, the biggest things that we have in this country. So we can openly talk about whatever we want to, like, shoot, we could talk about our president and how much of a stand-up job this dude is doing, huh? For one, you got to be psychotic in the first place to even want to be president, but he does his best, on how to fall asleep during an important issue or a speech or something like that, or asking little boys to feel on his leg hair, or, he does a great job of falling off that damn 10 speed. You know what I'm talking about? Vroom, boom. Remember that? He's in Delaware. He's crossing over that crosswalk. Even nobody was safe that day. Nobody. The crosswalk was like, no, move. But you see what I'm getting at, I guess. But without our veterans, protecting our freedoms, we wouldn't have any. So I just wanted to say thank you for all of your efforts out there, your time, your bravery. You put so much effort into trying to make our country what it is today, and I sincerely appreciate it, and I think everybody else does too. So, happy Veterans Day to all of you vets out there this week, and to all of you and your families, that are, all the volunteers again. So, but thank you again. So, happy Veterans Day to all of you out there. So, well, damn, man, we are in a new month. And you know what? It's turkey month, and this time is where, this is about the time where those outdoor walking birds get ready to become someone's dinner, then lunch, then probably someone's dinner again. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter how you eat that bird. You can slice it, you can chop it, you can smash it, You want to sneak into your kitchen in the middle of the night, take your little greedy fingers and just, pick off a piece of that little freaking turkey leg and just knock it back. You know, you can do that. You know, and that's how you do it if you're a fan of that bird. So, but man, God, I love turkey, man. Love it. You like that turkey breast? I love that turkey breast. That thigh, that breast. You a fan of that dark meat? White meat? That little gobbler neck piece, that little thing? That red little dangler? That little deal that sways back and forth whenever they're just clicking and clocking around? It almost kind of looks like a dang, like a nut sack without nuts, inside of it. If you can envision that, So I guess it's kind of like a deflated nut bag just hanging from their necks. My grandfather had something like that go on before he died, And it just looked like his neck was like just trying to escape from his face, I guess. And I remember whenever he used to shave and everything, he'd have to take one hand and pull that bitch to the side, and pull some of that loose skin and stretch it out like one of those old Halloween masks, that are those rubber masks. And that's so, he could get the razor in there without cutting any like major artery or hacking off something that he wasn't supposed to. But man, that little dangler piece, that little dangler would scare the shit out of me as a kid. I mean, we'd be driving down the road and that thing would just sway back and forth, like a hammock in a slight breeze, or when he mowed the yard, that was the most terrifying, because he'd be riding lawnmower, whenever he was out there cutting the grass and all that. And this is in the Georgia heat, So that little piece of neck spam, would turn red and just glisten in the damn sun. And because he'd be out there sweating. And by the time he got done mowing, it just looked like that thing needed some sort of bra or some like a jock strap. Maybe he needed a jock strap that was just straight up made for your neck. Because that little piece would probably, fall like a I don't know, it'd fall like another inch or two, that sort of thing, from all the rattling around and the humidity. That's what really humidity does to you once you get old after a while. It starts loosening up damn pieces of your body. It starts loosening up pieces of your body that shouldn't be. Like your ankle bone starts melting into your damn feet, and you can feel it in your, you're wearing a pair of Nikes that are size 9s and everything, and you just see your ankle just start gushing out of that damn thing. And that's just because, it's hot down there. I mean, pretty soon you hop off there and your ankles are, you're just walking around on pure hope and heart, man. That's all you're doing. The humidity will straight out down there. Dude, the humidity will just straight up take your skin off your own body. And leave it out there like a wet pile of damn towels from, like after a couple niños get out there and, dry off and just throw it in a damn corner or something like that. But you just got to watch out down there, because what are you going to do without any skin on your body? I mean, for one, you're going to walk around? I mean, what's going to hold your insides together? Because that's what skin does, But, well, rest in peace, Pa. And that's what we used to call him, And I guess that's because some of the grandkids couldn't say grandpa, I guess. So we just stuck with Pa. But damn, man. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know how I got going on that or whatever. But how are you going to eat that gooey gobbler? That's my question. Because that's what's coming up this holiday. And damn, God, gotta love me some turkey, man. I do. And I don't even know how I got on to. I can't remember what I was gonna say. But hey, it happens, and that's what happens. And sometimes it happens here and only here, I guess, and that's just how it goes. So, but what else has been going on, man? I had the other day. I had a close friend listen to one of the podcasts and a couple episodes. And so he called me up and everything, and he was like, hey, I listened to this. It's okay. It's decent. It's not like the best. And I'm like, I get it. Hey, it's not always going to be good, but hey, it's something, right? But we were just talking about, well, he was wondering if I was going to have any people on this thing. And I'm like, yeah, man, I am. I just have to like get things like back in order. I've been telling my audience and everything, that I'm trying to get a producer in here, but it's so hard to juggle work and everything else and blah, 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 you know? But what I want to do more than anything is maybe set up an email, you know, to where the viewers could, you know, you guys could participate in stuff. I tried the phone number earlier, and I don't think people are really digging the phone number deal. So, but I figured an email may be better because, you know, people don't like to talk on the phone. So, so the email is for you guys to hit me up to tell me, you know, what's going on in your lives, you know, because I would like to know what's happening with all of you guys out there. You know, I want you guys to get involved with this thing. You know, I want to make this podcast about you guys and less about me because, you know, and I'm not sure who listens to this or anything like that, you know, and I try to bring up new topics every week and, you know, what's going on at the beginning, you know, and I try to do it. The reason it's called Beginning of the Week is because I try to bring up topics that are going to be involved in this week, this upcoming week. So, and, you know, and I'm not sure what some of the topics are going to be about, you know, that sort of thing. Sometimes I have no clue. I just come in here and I just spat out things right off the top of the dome, dude. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes, you know, it just goes where it goes and that sort of thing. But I think the podcast would be much more interesting if I had people email in or submit questions about things, what's going on in their lives. So, or just, you know, just conjure up some thoughts, you know, that's all about what's going on. So, and that way you can be more, you know, you can participate more in this. Now, I guess with that being said, you know, if you're asking me for advice or anything like that, you know, I'll do my best to answer it, you know, but, you know, all I can really offer is opinions and recommendations. That's all I can do, man, you know. So, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'll let you guys know. I think what I'm going to name it is, just the abbreviations of Beginning of the Week. So it'll be BOTW, maybe at gmail.com. And we'll just go from there and see how that goes, man. Cause that will make it easier and people don't have to type in Beginning of the Week, you know, at Gmail. But we're going to get that going and we're going to get it rolling and we're going to see what happens. But I'd like to hear from you guys out there. So, well, I gotta let you know this. Man. I sat down and I watched Sylvester Stallone's new documentary last night, and I had different thoughts about it. It kind of felt like it was retelling the same old story that we've already heard. Almost like half the stuff. It just seems like we've heard it before. But most of it, I don't know. I guess it's just like what am I trying to say? Yeah, it just seems like they retold the story kind of like they do nowadays with every story. Most of everything is a remake, and that's just so the studios won't lose their licenses over certain films and that sort of thing. But again, I just feel like we already knew what was talked about in the documentary, except one thing, man. And and I'm not gonna spoil anything for anybody or anything like that. But the one thing that I did enjoy most of all was, I didn't know that he played polo, for one, and two, they talked about his dad and what type of man his dad was and what kind of dad he was to him and his brother. And I just wish they would have I wish it was longer. I wish they would have split it up into 3 different parts instead of just cramming it all into an hour and a half. Because it really dug deep into more of what I guess how Stallone was or is as a person. That we don't get to see behind closed doors, I guess. And I wish that they would have made it a 3-part series, that it would have brought out more of his personal life, because they didn't talk a lot about his personal life, but I wish they would have done that, man. But boy, dude, that cat's lumbar system, dude, woo-wee, that thing is straight up made up of pieces of Elon Musk fucking rocket ship, because that thing's got metal pieces. I mean, it's got Terminator pieces in the back of his freaking spinal cord, I mean, there's enough metal plates out there to fucking, to feed a family of 7 out there. But and they also mentioned that he took a punch from Dolph Lundgren. Remember that Russian cat in Rocky 14 or whatever it was. I can't remember, 4 or something. Remember who I'm talking about? The guy that looked like he has trouble writing his name, and let alone trying to add a couple numbers together. But supposedly, man, this man has an IQ range that's off the charts, baby. I mean, off the charts, and a master's degree at that. He's got a master's degree in, well, for one, punching someone's face down their throat, because God bless it, that dude is massively big. But I think he has a master's degree in chemical engineering, I think, which is crazy. But they said Stallone took a punch from Dolph and it put him in the ICU or whatever, because it knocked his chest plate into his heart or something like that. So, and that's just crazy, man. And I'll say this right now. I'll say that if I was going to get hit by either one of those guys in a boxing match, okay, I'll throw in the towel and submit fucking 3 days before that match is even going to happen, or even the day of, because, I'll tap out. I won't even attempt it. I'll just sit in my bed and just eat a big bowl of ravioli or something like that, because there's no way that, no way. I would never go up against any one of those guys. I won't even, no way. But man, shout out both of them for all their, for making movie history for one, man. My God, for taking us on in the documentary, I just felt like Stallone was, I don't know, like he was put here on Earth as, I don't know, to inspire us, to motivate, people, that don't think that they can do much, or because they don't have, they don't think that they have the talent, or they don't have some of the backing that people do. Some people have all the richness in the world, man. And they don't have to worry about anything. But the one thing that the documentary made you believe in when it came down with Stallone is what he does best is he believes in people. And that alone for me, dude, that's extraordinary. For someone to be out there and to be out on top and to win so many awards and has written so many scripts and everything. It's like for him to just, to be at that level and still believe in people. That's unbelievable, man. That just is. I mean, it is kind of veteran like. So hats off to Stallone. I just wish the doc was just longer. That's all. But what else has been going on? Well, this morning, man, I like to take walks in the morning. It just helps me. It usually gets my thoughts in order. I feel better after I start taking a walk. I get that blood that's been trapped in my wiener all night, to circulate throughout the rest of my body, because, that's what happens to a guy at night. You get so much blood pumping through your body that, it's got no place else to go except down in that meat Twinkie. You know what I'm talking about? But damn it, fuck, I hate when this happens. What was I? Walking this, that. Oh, yeah. I got it. Sorry, man. Sometimes I got like 3 different things going on in this brain piece of mine. Sometimes you got to collectively smash it all together to get one collective thought out. But, so every week at the end of this podcast, I try to leave you guys with some sort of heartfelt words, or should I say some words of encouragement? How about that? I'm trying not to make it sound real corny, all right? And that's just what it is. Sometimes I'll cornball out. It's whatever. I'll eat a damn frosted flake off a freaking baby's backside if you want me to. But what I was trying to say is, like, I leave you guys with the words of stay true to yourself. And some of you out there may think it's, like I said, it's a little corny and that sort of thing. But if you really think about it, and this is what I was doing this morning, being true to yourself is probably, one of the harder things to do. It's so hard to do that while you're, while being alive, because, it's all about how you view yourself. We get caught up in so much of this riff-raff about what other people do or think about us that we sometimes forget what's actually inside of us. I'm not just talking about blood and a little bit of semen. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, like, when it comes, hell or high water, if I said that correctly, um, you know, it's about who you are and who you're about, what you're about. I mean, dude, I got a buddy that tries so hard for him to, for everyone to like him, like that one kid at school. That one kid at school growing up that he'd do anything to fit in with that popular crowd. I mean, anything. I mean, he'll go out, and because someone says that they like a polo shirt or whatever, he'll go out and buy 8 of those damn bitches. And the thing is, none of those cats that said that they like polo even wear polo shit. And sorry for my language, but like, he'll do anything to try to fit into a crowd. And the thing is, this guy that I know, he'll go out of his way to, like, attempt to impress everyone and try to seek out some sort of, like, validation from people. And in return, he just becomes, the laughing stock of jokes and becomes a punching bag, and ridicule. And the thing is, like, this guy is almost 40 years old, and look, man, I understand in certain cases you want to come out, making a good impression for the first time you meet somebody. And, so you don't want to say anything that's going to make someone think badly about you, or, because that's happened to all of us, right? We say one little slip up thing, and that just enters into those people's mindset that that's who you are and what you're about, and I hate that shit. People don't give enough chances for others to get to know, you, I guess. And, but he just, whenever it happens, I'm not picking on the dude or anything like that, because he's been a friend of mine for a long time, but it just, whenever he tries to be that sort of thing all the time, everybody, it just comes off, unwelcomely, I guess. Yeah. It just becomes, it just feels awkward. And that, and that thing, and things, this dude's a nice dude, and I hate it for him because, sometimes he's, when he's around and he acts the way that he does just to get, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he doesn't have to act that way. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know, man. It's kind of like that old saying, I guess, like, you should stop measuring your worth with someone else's ruler or something like that, I probably fucked that up pretty bad, but hey, what do you do? Accept it, move on. That's the thing. But I guess I don't know. I just don't like how certain people in our lives, let's see, what am I trying to say? Man, I guess I just don't like how certain people make, man, I don't know. I'm trying to gather up my thoughts right now and then splash them out onto you guys for a second. And I'm really trying to think about what it is. I guess I just don't like how certain, I think I got it. Okay. I I guess I just don't like how certain people in our lives or in the media, for that matter, have so much weight and so much influence on our views and our thoughts about certain things that um you know we let them think for us because we don't think for ourselves. Like, what happened? We have, especially with this AI stuff that's coming out, man. Um, and then if we don't think for ourselves, then we just become another number. We just become, another fish swimming in the fish bowl with fish that look the same and act the same, and they don't think any differently about things because people have told you, like, you should be thinking about this way, or you should be doing it that way. And I mean, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's just like that's what's happening with my friend. He's not thinking for himself. He's letting others do it for him. And that's where I really just want to tap him on the shoulder, jerk his big ass jerk his white ass, his big white ass around, and just tell him to really dig deep into himself, man, and tell him, with that corny saying, man, you gotta stay true to yourself, dude. And not concentrate on all the other shit that doesn't matter. I would hate for him to, I mean, I'm sure if he did that, it'd be much happier and everything. But I think he hasn't broken away from his past. Yeah, I think that's it. I think he hasn't broken away from his past, and I'm probably here's another saying that I'll probably fucking screw up too, but like somebody told me a long time ago that and I hope I don't screw it up, but if you continue to carry bricks of your past, you'll end up building the same house. Or maybe it's an apartment. Shit, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. If you continue to carry bricks of your past, you'll end up building the same house. I think that's what it was. I don't know, guys. You got to remember this. I don't know a lot about a lot. So again, what do you do? What can you do? But man, I would hate for him to try to do a podcast because I don't think he could handle some of what the audience says, the comments, I mean, I've been ridiculed and put down and all this and that, thinking that I'm, because people don't know me. They just know me via this, man, and I try to be as, hey, sometimes I'll be a little off-putting, a little bit more entertaining and fancy and that sort of thing. Fancy dancy, that sort of thing. But that's just because I'm having a good time in here, man. And that's just how it goes. I just like having a good time sometimes. But I guess, what I'm trying to get at is I just hope that if you guys have someone in your lives that does the same thing like my friend is doing, or struggling with, the same, in the same instance, then maybe you could pull them off to the side and say, man, what are you trying? Well, like, what are you doing? Why are you trying so hard? Most people probably think that I'm doing that right now. Zach, why are you trying so hard? It's like, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Because, I would want someone to do that with me. And don't get me wrong, they're probably going to get pissed off and say, like, mind your own business, or, you stay on your side of the pond, that sort of thing. But at least, you care about them enough to say something, instead of doing nothing. So, but, this would be a question for the email, man. That email. Well, I got a friend that always tries too hard to fit into other groups. What do you think? And I wouldn't give you a straight up answer like I am right now. I'd make it a little, a little bit on the goof, that sort of thing. But yeah, I just hope, and I probably will at some point in time, I probably will tap him on the shoulder and be like, dude, enough. And if he gets upset, then, again, at least I let him know. So, all right. Well, on that note, sorry to get so in it. I guess it's that thought, man. That thought, that brain thought, that bubble that's been wandering around, casing me. That's what was happening this morning. So, but I don't know. Interesting points, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's what it is. It's what I got, I guess, in my head. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. And, I'll let everyone know, next week about what the email is and all that stuff and where you can leave the questions or share your thoughts and that, and all that. I'll put it together, that sort of thing. So, all right, everyone on planet Earth or Neptune or wherever you're, putting this, wherever you're listening to this. I mean, you could be in some sort of bad traffic or maybe a boating accident or something, and you're just like, oh man, or what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, okay, I'm going to go. Everyone, again, take care of yourselves out there. And remember, tell a veteran, say thank you for everything, for your service and for your time and for your energy. I mean, that will probably make their day, more than anything. So, all right, guys, stay true to yourselves, and don't forget about that gobbler coming. That gobbler's coming at you soon. So, so be aware, get ready for that thing. So, but, man, Lord, I love that turkey. God, I love some turkey. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that gobbler. All right, everyone. I'll see you next week, all right? Be well. Stay true to yourselves. Peace.